Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Emma and I make art videos, and for today's video I am working on an ink and watercolor piece, and since it is October I wanted to work on something a bit more creepy, a bit more spooky, and I'm actually working on this character that I kind of created earlier in the year. My intention wasn't actually to make a character, but I've now featured her in 2 artworks, this being the 3rd actually, and I really like her, although she doesn't have a name. I don't know why I never named her, but I probably should because this is the 3rd piece featuring her, so if you have any name ideas for this character, please let me know in the comments. So yeah, anyway, for this piece, you may notice that she has evolved a fair bit. If you've seen my previous 2 videos, I think the first one was titled Pop Surrealist Portrait, and then the next one was Girl and Cat Pop Surrealist Portrait, something like that. They're on my channel. I posted them earlier this year. But in those pieces, she was basically just a floating head and nothing else. But for this piece, you'll see she's evolved and she's got some body parts. So yeah, no, I'm having a lot of fun with this character. I wasn't sure what to do this week, and then I was like, I had a lot of fun working on the other pieces, and because they are primarily made with ink, I thought that also fit in with Inktober because it's still October. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of like my train of thought for coming up with this idea. And as for the body parts, I don't know, it just popped into my head. That just happens. Sometimes there's not really any, there's no reason for coming up with something, I just do. So yeah, anyway, the process for this piece was very similar to the other ones. Basically, I just started in a pencil, and then I did some shading on the body and on the face because I know those areas aren't going to have any ink or watercolor on them. And then it's time to go in with the ink. So I do outline her, and I also make sure to leave a white outline between her and the background because I did that with the other pieces and I think it works really well. And because I want that area to be like a very bright white, the best way to do that is just to leave it blank. You could go over it with a white gel pen, but it's not going to be quite as bright. So if you're working in ink and you want areas to be, you know, bright white and bright black, you do need to kind of be aware of where you're putting the ink down because it's a bit more difficult to kind of fix it up. So yeah, once I kind of put the ink where I wanted to, I then just filled in the background with black. And I also went over some of her facial features with a smaller ink pen, just because I wanted those darkest areas to kind of match the black ink elsewhere, because with the lead pencil it's kind of shiny, so the black ink helped with that. And then it was time to go in with the watercolor, and the watercolor for this piece is super simple. I just do blue for her hair, do very minimal shading, and then I also did red for the heart. And I'm actually not that happy with the color red that I chose. I think it's a bit too orangey. I think it would look better as more of like a pinky red, but I might fix that up later in Photoshop. And then I kind of just went in and fixed up some of the lines. And then lastly, I went in with my white gel pen to add in the stars. And that's basically it. And I'm really happy with how this piece turned out. I like the composition and everything. Hopefully you all enjoyed watching today's video, and here is the finished piece. If you liked today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel either. And before I go, I do just want to remind you all that I am now on Patreon, so you can get some pretty cool rewards from me over there if you guys want to pledge. One of the rewards is a colouring page, and for November the colouring page is my piece Candy, so if you want to get your hands on that, make sure you pledge before November, and then you'll have access to that. I also run a monthly colouring in contest as well, so if that sounds good to you, check out my page, and I'd love to see you all over on Patreon. Anyway, thanks for watching, hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you all in my next video.